What's going on, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content and all of my videos. Now, I wanted to go ahead and address this because one thing that I don't do on this channel is I try not to, as they call it nowadays, cap, you know, but I try not to get up on here and spread false information, um, or even put anything out there to the people without doing my research or without having some sort of knowledge of what I'm talking about. Uh, the other day, we had got into a conversation, and it was primarily about coaching, mainly just about coaching. Salute to you, True Viking Queen. I'll see you in the building. It was just mainly about coaching. And, we got on the subject about Georgetown. Some people had threw some names out there. It was at various colleges too. They said that, you know, uh, this player would make a good coach. That particular player wouldn't make a good coach. So then we started talking about Alonzo Mourning, okay? And I brought up the fact that Alonzo Mourning would make a damn good coach, okay? And the reason that is because there's truth to what I said. I didn't just say that just to be saying that. I said that for a variety of reasons. All right. Now, one of the reasons why I did bring up the fact, and for those of y'all that don't know who Alonzo Mourning is, um, Alonzo Mourning used to play in the NBA. He was a member of the Charlotte Hornets, and of course, a member of the Miami Heat, and he was a member of that 2006 Miami Heat championship team. Okay, and he was a defensive force, uh, reckless, played with reckless abandon in terms of him, being a rim protector. Uh, was one of the better big men in the league for quite some time until uh, he had ran into a kidney issue. It was life threatening to him, and he had to kind of take a step back in terms of his game. But he still was able to fight it and still be able to come back. And with that triumph and with that trial and tribulation, it led to him giving back. Now, what you have to understand is that Zoe was a vice. He used to be he was the vice president of the player programs and development. Okay, and basically what that is that you when a player comes in, they don't really know a lot about what's going on with the NBA. Okay, they might have a clue. They might have read up on stuff. People might have told them everything, but they don't know what they're getting into, especially if you're coming in before the age of 25 and before your prime and everything, and you don't know any of that stuff. Well, guys like Alonzo Mourning were there to do that. He was also a philanthropist and a community leader. All right. Now, in Smith, Florida, okay. Now, I'm going to get to basketball in just a minute. But Alonzo Mourning co-founded the Overtown Youth Center in the historic South Florida area of Overtown in 2003. The Overtown Youth Center provides a comprehensive approach designed to bridge educational, social, emotional, health, and opportunity gaps. Okay, and this is pretty much just giving back to the youth. Okay, and it was founded by him and his wife to empower uh, young girls to shine as leaders, young men and women to shine as leaders, nurturing experiences, uh, and also he you already know about the organ donor, that situation, but I'm going to get to the mentorship right now. Okay, now let's talk about one particular player aside from many who he has mentored. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the quote up on the screen, since a lot of you try to sit up here and say, "Oh, well, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Alonzo Mourning hasn't did this. Alonzo Mourning hasn't did that," not knowing that Alonzo Mourning was groomed by the late great John Thompson. And what did John Thompson preach? You can ask anybody. He preached about not only being successful on the court, but also being successful off the court as well, and conducting yourself as a black male in society. Go look it up. Okay, he was groomed. He groomed Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing mentored Alonzo Mourning. Alonzo Mourning mentored many of the Georgetown bigs that had came in. Now, one in particular. Okay. Now, this was a quote by Hassan Whiteside. He didn't play for Georgetown or anything, but he was a big guy. Hold on one second. Let me get to another quote. That was the first quote. Let me get to the first initial quote that I was going to put up here. Now, read what this says, okay? And I'll take it off for you. It says, Mourning has taken on a mentor role with Whiteside to ensure Whiteside stays humble as he ascends the ranks of top NBA centers. Alonzo Mourning is here to keep an even kill, said guard D. Wade said. That's his job. Our job as teammates is to keep him confident and keep him focused. Okay? Here's another one. This was another quote. But and the original quote that I put up there, that's the one that I was talking about concerning Hassan Whiteside and what he had to say into in regards to um, Alonzo Mourning being a mentor. He said he's a great guy. Whiteside said he played 19 years in the league. It's not too many who can say that. He just talks to me every day. Is that not a mentor? Okay, and that's just Hassan Whiteside. As I said before, he's mentored guys like Udonis Haslam. He's mentored all those guys that you see on the Miami Heat. A lot of those guys he's pretty much mentored, and pretty much him and Patrick Ewing. They have I forgot the name of the mentorship program, but uh, he was going to Patrick Ewing for quite some time, but they've always held it down. Plus, like I said, he was the president of the mentorship program, in the NBA. Okay, so Dion, man, I understand that you probably think that just because you see guys out here, you know, doing everything on Front Street, saying this and saying that, just because these guys don't really talk about it and aren't putting everything out on Front Street, don't think that these guys aren't mentors. Don't think that they didn't learn anything from the late great John Thompson. Don't think that these guys didn't have talks with guys like Don Chaney, the late great Don Chaney. These are all about excellence on and off the court, man. And you could go look it up. You could go look at what type of stuff that Alonzo Mourning has done to impact not only basketball players, but in his community, man. Listen, man, Alonzo Mourning was fighting for his life at one time. So when you get hit with that type of reality, whether it's being in the streets, or you changing your life, or you being in prison, you changing your life, you going through a health situation or a near death experience, and then you having a second shot at life, you look at life at a whole nother perspective. You look at life at a whole nother perspective. So this isn't to be, hey, I told you so or anything like that. I'm not really coming on here to with that intent, but it's because I have family members that know Alonzo Mourning, and I happen to uh think highly of a guy like Alonzo Mourning, for the simple fact that he was able to be resilient and bounce back, and to be able to play again, you know. And so listen, not only am I going to listen, not only would a guy be silly for not listening to a guy like an Alonzo Mourning, who is an NBA player, but also you would be silly not to listen to this guy for the simple reason that he was able to rebound from something that a lot of people really don't make it out of, which is an issue that has to do with your kidneys. A lot of people die of certain health conditions. A lot of people don't get that second chance. Alonzo Mourning got a second chance. Sean Elliott got a second chance. Drazen even though Petrovic, even though he passed away and everything in a whole nother manner with the car accident, he wasn't able to get that chance. Malik Sealy unfortunately lost his life due to a car accident. Hank Gathers died because he was just playing the game that he loved and had a heart condition, and died doing something that he loved. Pete Maravich. I can go on and on and on, but I'm talking about chances. He got a chance. He got a second chance, and he did what he can to give back, which is what you're supposed to do with anything that you do. Like if you got a skill or a craft or something that you do for a career, and you have a young lion or an understudy that wants to be like you, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to take them up under your wing, and you're supposed to mentor them. And that's what Alonzo Mourning has been known to do. They use Alonzo Mourning as a mentor. I feel that he should, Dion Reed. I feel that he should, man. You know, uh, if he had not got sick, man, I'm quite sure that he would have. I'm just I'm just basing it off the fact of the great years that he had while he was in Charlotte, and you know the great years that he had, some of the great years that he had in the time period that he was with the Miami Heat. Because I'm not gonna sit up here and lie that Alonzo Mourning wasn't imposing, did not impose his will on his opponents and would not fight your ass in a heartbeat. Yeah, I mean he was rugged, man. Don't get it twisted. Wasn't nothing soft about him. I mean, Alonzo Mourning, man, he wasn't gonna take no shit off of nobody and did not run from no type of smoke. All them all of them pictures that you see about or videos you see of Shaq dunking on Alonzo Mourning, he wasn't afraid of Shaq. He wasn't afraid of them centers, and he dunked on other centers too. That's how it was back in those days. But the point is bringing up the fact that he was a tough-minded individual, and some people they get that mistaken for him not being a good guy off the floor, not being willing to take a young pup under his wing, which is what you're supposed to do. I mean, I got kids. I got to mentor my son. I got to mentor younger guys. I got to mentor my cousins. I got to mentor younger people who don't know no better. I got to mentor. I've had to sit down and talk to guys in the youth authority. I've had to sit down and talk to guys in at risk youth programs. But a lot of what they sit up there and they talk about stuff that they do. You know what I'm saying? Really, you really just supposed to be doing it behind the scenes, and you really don't need to tell anybody what you're doing. Be philanthropy, man. It's not about, oh yeah, look, hey, look what I did, da 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 da. Taking a stance and all that other stuff is, hey, look, hey, I'm stepping. No, guys like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Russell. Hey, here I go. Hello. No, they weren't doing it like that. Hey, everybody. I'm like Kyrie Irving. He quietly let the media just speculate and say all this stuff about him. Oh yeah, well Kyrie's doing this. He's out at a party and he's not wearing a mask and all this other stuff. Little did you know that this guy is out here giving back to the community by building George Floyd's family a home, and he didn't broadcast it. He could have put it all on camera and everything. No, he quietly got it done, and that's what you're supposed to do. But meanwhile, guess what? He sacrificed everything for the greater good because he let people talk about him. He let people criticize him. He let people say whatever they needed to say about him. But when see they don't like to celebrate any of that stuff. They want to celebrate drama. They want to celebrate people fighting, destroying each other, talking about each other, this or that. If I were to sit up here and talk about August Alsina and Will and Jada and all that other stuff, oh wow, da 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 da. Nah, I want to talk about something that me and Dion Reed was discussing. If we're having a discussion about who's doing what for the community and who's doing what for the basketball community, who's doing what for the black community, stuff like that. Okay, yeah, I'm up for that. What's up for the love of the sport? I see you in the building. Make sure y'all go sub to for the love of the sport. But Alonzo Mourning is well known. I mean, you can ask even the younger audience. Okay, listen, Alonzo Mourning. Um, I must repeat again. All right, you know, as a president, as a vice president of player programs and development, Alonzo Mourning. This is on Bleacher Report too. Alonzo Mourning also mentors Heat players, and represents the organization in community efforts and corporate partnerships such as Marriott Resort Rewards, Premier Visa, Signature Card, and from Chase and all that other stuff. But that's what his job is. Mourning also mentors Heat players. Let me put it on there again for you, so that you could, so y'all won't think I'm capping. Because that's the first thing. That's the first thing they love to say. Dion Reed and True Viking and For the Love of the Sport and Theo, they love to say, "Oh man, Polo, you capping. Polo, you capping. Polo, you capping." It's like I go to sleep at night. Polo, you capping. Polo, you capping. Shh. Polo, you capping. Well, I'm gonna put it up here for you so that you can read again, okay? And this is according to Bleacher Report. So the sources are correct, all right? And I want y'all to read this. And you can also do your own research as well. Let's read it again, all right? Shall we, class? It says, as vice president of player program and development, Mourning also mentors Heat players and represents the organization in community efforts and corporate partnerships and da 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 all that other stuff. That's not what the important part is. You can laugh at it all you want to, but this is a serious thing. But see, if you if you're dealing with a life or death situation, which I know many of you have, not so funny anymore. But I know True Viking was just joking and everything. But there's a lot of people. Oh well, man, nah, he don't mean that, man. He ain't doing nothing. No, 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 all this other stuff. Hey, Dion, man. Hey, listen, the guys I fuck with, if you saying something that's cap, or you just saying something, just some bullshit, right? Exactly, Theo. That's what I told him. Hey, Theo, say that, man. Type that again. What that say first? What that name first say? Hey, Dion, look at that, man. John Thompson was close with Bill Russell and has the late great John Thompson has him speak to Ewing, Mourning, and Mutombo. Did I not say that the other day, Dion? Did I not say that the other day, True Viking Queen? Thank you, Theo. And for those of y'all, hey, me and Theo, we disagree a lot. But one thing I got to give Theo on, man, is that motherfucker's a historian that nobody talks about. There's a lot of historians on here that that I give credit to, that with credit to do. Of course, the brother Tural, of course, the brother Daryl Sloan, of course, even Grinder, and of course, the boy Theo. So I just want to let you know, man. I don't get on here just to say anything because you know got got people that know Alonzo Mourning. Met him one time while he was in Virginia. I had the opportunity to meet Don Chaney too, long time ago before he passed away, unfortunately. You know, so and the reason why is because in Virginia, where I was at for quite some time, everybody knows that Bubba Chuck he went to Georgetown or whatnot. And man, they had this. It was like a picnic long, long time ago. But man, they had like a couple of NBA players there and stuff. And Alonzo Mourning just happened to be there. Now, of course, you know what I'm saying. You couldn't really get to him. But I was little, man. I was in the, like sixth grade or something like that, man. But you said Don Chaney. No, it was Don Chaney. Don Chaney, the late great Don Chaney, man. Don Chaney, Don Chaney. Don Chaney from Temple, man. You know who he is? He passed away, man. Passed away last year. Yeah, he coached well mainly in college, but yeah, you know him from for Temple, but yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. But I just wanted to give some food for thought. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Um, like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. I'll get at you later.